All right.
What is going on, everybody? Strong Lead Hook and Grizzy here, once again doing a collab. Neo 2, Elden Ring, doing a collab for your butthole. Let's go.
Where are you at in your game?
Um,
How
I
far?
am on the fourth map. You got this right here. Beginning map, second map, third map, fourth map. I don't
So,
know how far that is because I haven't looked anything up. You know what I mean?
so you're going totally rogue, so to speak, on this.
Yeah.
All right.
Clark is at Lanedale in Elden Ring. I am on the fourth map. We're gonna continue with the main mission, and I'm gonna do these side missions as a farm later on, and then we'll go back to this main mission right here that I already done. I'm not going back through it right now because there's a boss at the end, and he's a giant pain. So let's do this one.
And I want to go do Kaled, but I want to level up my weapon, so I'm in the Dale for two more Somber Stone sevens because they're the hardest ones to find in the game as far as like I guess you could call it cheat leveling, like leveling before the game has prepared you
In
for
the
it.
DLC, there's a lot of the upgrade maps.
Well, I haven't played the DLC yet, and I don't even know what you mean by upgrade
No,
maps.
no, I know, but I'm just saying, like, if you had the DLC.
There's a lot of upgrade maps. What's an upgrade map?
Upgrade material.
Oh, they just give it to you like the start.
Say that again.
They just give it to you to start the game, sort of thing.
No, 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 no. They're just easier to find. You just get them, you know.
Well, I imagine, because by the time you make it to the DLC, you're expected to be. The developers are like, oh, you need to be at this level in order to not die by one hit.
They did that for the people that wanted to hit the DLC early on in their playthrough.
Uh,
People were just complaining. People are complaining a whole lot. And that's what I don't like. It's like, there are real issues, and you're complaining about that. And I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe we're just too old.
well,
You know, for the young people, they grew up on the advanced shit. But me and you, at our age, we're lucky to be getting this level of technology.
I remember a
Live.
guy kicking me out of his barracks for laughing at him for playing a game on easy mode and
You keep
still losing.
bringing that shit up all the time.
I can't help it. It's so funny. You can't act like it's not funny. I'm probably about to die. Oh man, those little guys. I was looking for the well over here because there's a well and I can't. Oh, there it is. I just want to go down there and get a grace real quick because this is like a secret area in the games. A lot of people didn't get it on their first playthrough. Um, there we go. Now I played. Excuse me, hang on a second. I'm sorry. I played Neo 1 and there was like one of the things I did not like about it. I understood it, but I didn't like about it is the game had a lot of just Japanese subtitles, and then like your main character was an Englishman, so he spoke English, but
Oh
most
yeah, it's a white dude.
everybody in the game spoke Japanese and they used subtitles. They didn't even like, and that just is the second one like that at all.
I mean, they're all Japanese, so
But do they
take
speak
that for
Japanese in the
what you
game and
will.
you have to use subtitles?
Yeah, yeah.
That's I just don't understand that because you'll have your character that speaks English and everybody else will speak Japanese, and I just don't understand that. All right. So there's a lot of reasons to go down here. One, this is an optional spot to fight the Moog boss, and also this is where the Dung Eaters quest line.
So something that I've been doing at the end of my videos is like around the 45-minute mark is where I'll just do like a quick segment, just shooting the stuff,
Yeah.
rambling, talking about random things. So hopefully at the 45-minute mark we will not forget. I always forget.
Well, if we make it a habit, yeah, you gotta make it a habit. Okay. Get in there. Get in there. There it is. That's where I want. Side of grace. Oh, he got me. Oh, I'm out of life. Yeah, he got me.
I'm
Use
using this talisman where life drain, ninjutsu hit. I thought it was just the knives and the shuriken, but the bombs count as ninjutsu too. So when I throw a bomb at somebody, it'll it'll restore my health just a little bit, but good, but better than nothing, right?
one of my favorite builds in these sort of games, like Souls games, is where my health heals because health is such a big part of the game. And getting hit, you're going to get hit, and you'll run out of life eventually. So one of my favorite builds in these sort of games is where you can get health back somehow, kills, hits, whatever.
I started doing really decent in Dark Souls 3. Um, I went back to it. I remember struggling with it so much, but I ended up going back to it. I figured out how to be not overpowered, but how to do well in the game.
Well, your first time playing it was with the character that I basically gave you, right?
Yeah, I'm still playing it
And
like that.
and so you struggled with the character I gave you because that character was pretty OP.
Uh, Maybe struggle is not the right word, but I wanted to be like overpowered
Was
and
it was
dominate
it was it
everybody.
that wasn't Bloodborne was your first Souls game?
Mm-mm.
So which was your first Souls game?
Dark Souls 3.
The one oh, so that I thought you played. Bloodborne before that. Okay, and then
Mm-mm.
so yeah, it's a bit of a you have to learn how to play the game. Period. That's just what it is.
Yeah, but that was the one I struggled with the most until I figured out what to do.
That was my first Souls game I ever played too. Also, so just all right.
Well, what I did in Dark Souls 3 is I just started wearing the armor that ups my poise and then started using the heavier, like the big giant weapons, big giant swords.
Yeah, the weapons are different for everybody, right? Like I've always liked a lighter weapon and then just dodge more. Um,
Mm-hmm.
as you see me get my ass beat right now. But some people they just love the heavier weapons in terms of like a fewer hits to get through a enemy or a boss or whatever. Oh, I thought that was mine. That's the thing about games like this too. You can just I was on track to go do something and I just get completely thrown off what I was doing by just venturing into a different area. Oh, and then I think that was the thing with Souls games too. It's like every enemy can be like its own daggone boss. Blood soaked mask, blood soaked manchets. don't remember exactly where to go. Here's a... Okay. And there's always a thing, it's like you try to make it through the game, as people say, methodically. But then what do you do when that plan fails? Are you liking the story of that game? Strong.
Mm-hmm.
You are liking the story? 'Cause
Yes, sir. Story missions.
for me, the story is a big part to a game. I really do need the story to be there. If it's
Oh yeah,
even
definitely.
yeah, it can be hard to understand. That's fine. I can go get the lore online or something. But if so, that's you play a game like Dark Souls 3, and you're like, there's no story there, but you have to go find the lore. You don't have to find it online, but it's easiest to find it online. It's hard to understand, but it's still good. And if the story's not there, you gotta capture me. And that's the thing too. Like, let's say you're playing a game and you're methodically making it through the game, and then you die. You gotta get back to that same point. You just want to get there. You don't want to sit there and get there.
Oh yeah, that's the
You're like
biggest.
you're like, dang it, man! I don't want to.
That's how these games got famous in the first place.
Now this guy's done cheated. Smithing Stone 7. Yeah, that's what I want. No, that's just a smithing stone. That's not something. That is not what I wanted. So in this game, you have somber weapons. That's what people call them online. I don't think that's what they're really called, but it's two different types of smithing stones to level up. The somber is the easiest to level up, and you get your bang for
Have
your buck.
you?
Go
You're
ahead.
gonna fight Moog over there?
I don't know. I really just came down here for the smithing stones, and then I didn't even mean to be
Moog
this way.
is down there too.
Yep, yep. The first form of Moog, you get his first form to fight, which is a pretty fun fight. He's pretty deep into the cavern. Yeah, I might try to methodically make my way down there. Oh yeah, here we go. This is good. That's my shortcut.
Yeah, but Moog is pretty tough. I will say
He
he is
is.
pretty tough.
So here's what happens in these games. This is where they get you, and it's fine. It's what's supposed to happen. If you go into a boss fight and you just try to defend yourself, you don't try to attack him at all, you'll get really good at the fights really quick. But you have to be patient to do that. But if you go in there and you're just looking to attack, that's where people get slaughtered. It's you if you can learn to dodge every move and just anticipate every move and see it coming, you'll get so good. That's how the people get these games where they playing it and not getting hit at all. And honestly, that's takes some of the fun out of it too for me. Bro, I don't have time for that. I want the boss dead, and I want to be moving on to the next spot. Okay, now I got this guy hanging out in the corner. Here we go. Shadow Pig. Okay, that's my shortcut though. Let's go back. All right, that's my way down. I have to remember. There's a way to get up here, right? I can't remember. Get up there. lobsters down there. I know that. Where you at? Oh. Oh, he can hit me up there. And I died. I had that.
Who can get you up there?
I didn't think he could spit that far. It's just stood there. Ay. The lobsters, they got a really powerful attack, and obviously now you see he's got range for days.
Oh yeah, those guys are. Why they make a lobster that strong?
Yeah, it's just like, hey, let's just mess with these people. Okay, but I got my shortcut open, so all right, I want my souls back. All right, give me just a second. I'll be right back.
Going back here real quick to see how I can get to that area with that Kodama. That's why y'all see me running back and forth over here, trying to figure out where I need to go, how I can get over there.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Oh no,
No problem.
I leave, I leave my controller laying down, and then I'll go to just, and it'll make a movement without me doing nothing to the controller, and that can end up bad. Uh, so SLH, what's your goal for this channel? Do you
For which one?
do you even have a goal for this channel, or are you just doing it?
No, not really.
It's like whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
And then so what we're gonna try to do, I think, I want to do it is we're recording at the same time, and apparently Strongly Hook tried to do it, and it doesn't show my content on my side. So we're gonna try to splice this together somehow so people can just see what's going on from both sides. So
Yep.
we just think that would be fun.
Yeah, you're getting tag teamed. Two different gameplays at the same time. You're getting DP'd. Double play.
I didn't even know what TP
You
means.
thought I was gonna say something else.
Uh,
You thought I was gonna say something else.
okay, hang on. Let's see this guy. Where's he? Alright, let's sneak up on this lobster. And here we go. And there's one behind me. Shit. That's bullshit. Get in there. Oh, that's cheating. They can't. How can you hit through the wall? It's cheating.
The lobsters.
They hit through the wall. Like there's a tunnels to hide in. This brick, dude. You can't just fucking swing through the wall. It's not.
He got you with the water cannon.
No, no. They swung through the wall. They swung their big ass
Oh.
claws through the wall, which is just cheating. Okay. Let me get back there. Okay. And now I'm in one of those positions where I don't want to lose those souls because there's 100,000 of them, which is close to a level. But when you don't want to lose them, that's oftentimes when you do lose them. Oh, my dumbass. All right, he didn't swing through the wall this time. I don't know why, but okay.
There's a lot of mechanics with this game, Neo 2. That's what I like about it.
Okay.
It's very in depth, way more than Elden Ring,
So that's your
I think.
leveling tree, I'm guessing, right there.
Yeah, just for one thing, not even my main thing.
Oh no! All right, he's so this is where I told you mash the buttons, you get out quicker. This guy. Now I need to know where he's at. Okay. No, that's how can you? I'm in the wall, dude. It just doesn't make sense. Okay, okay. We, you or me? Whew. Like I'm in a tunnel. Do you see? I'm in this tunnel, It's- and he's still hitting me through the tunnel. It's a brick tunnel. I just don't understand that. It's like, come on now. If you're gonna have game mechanics, that's fine. And is that what you're talking about? Like people just complain. Oh, Summer Smithing Stone 7. That's what I needed.
Yeah.
Like I'm complaining about him hitting through the wall. I'm still having fun, but it's like, come on, dude. I'm inside of a wall. You can't get through a
Oh
wall.
no 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 no! Not janky stuff like that. Not janky stuff like that.
Summers, no, that's the Smithing Stone 7. All right, so I did get my Summer Smithing Stone 7. And for those of you who don't know, I think I said it earlier, but it's like to level certain weapons up. So I'm using the Sword of Night and Flame. You need somber smithing stones, and to do that early, somber smithing stone 7s are the hardest ones to get in the game. Period. Oh, I just got two of them. Boom. Booyaka. Moog Shackle. Oh, Moog Shackle. So the shackles hold down Moog and Morgot. You have to get certain ones for either or, but they're omen something omen, and
They
basically
got horns.
they're cursed in this game. They're like a looked down upon species, and Morgot he's so loyal, but he doesn't like that he's like that. But Moog embraces it. And Morgott and Margaret are the same person. That's actually a thing in this game. Morgott can't be a king. I'm sorry, Margaret can't be a king, but Morgott is a king to the people, but they've never seen him. And you have to go into the lore, but that's a thing in this game.
You find out Moog was actually like a really decent guy,
Yeah, yeah.
like a really good dude.
Like he's very loyal. The only reason you're fighting him is because he's
No 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 Moog.
oh, Moog, the blood guy.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't.
like
That's
it
not the
wasn't
story
like
I
a bad.
understood. This
No,
guy.
you find that out in the DLC.
Ah, okay. All right. Yeah, yeah. Don't. Yeah, then don't spoil it because I haven't played the DLC yet. But
No, I'm not going to.
yeah, my dad was over here playing it, and he was fighting the boss that uses the death mist, and he was fighting him all day. It took him all day, and he finally beat him. He used a black knife tish to beat him, but he hadn't played the game in months, and he just brought it up and had to remember how to play on the fly over here. You know, the same way I hooked the TVs up with you,
Mm-hmm.
we were doing the same thing. which that's just pretty fun to hang out.
The death mist guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he's got frogs. Like halfway through the fight, the frogs come out. He's a random. You just happen to run up on him in the middle of nowhere. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Mm-mm, not really.
Uh, if I can't fight these feelings. Did I mention my wife's the greatest woman in the world? But I can't find my phone. Oh, there we go. No, that's it. Yeah, I'm probably about to spoiler alert myself, but anyway, he was hanging out and he was just fighting this boss all day. And you it's one thing to sit there and fight a boss and you're getting upset because you can't beat him, but then you got the guy sitting next to you making fun of you. And so
Yeah.
I was doing that a little bit, but he handled it like a champ. He didn't kick me out of my own house or nothing, so
You probably didn't say a whole lot. Plus, it's your house.
well, uh, boy, there seems to be. Yeah, all right. Divine Beast Dancing Line. Exactly.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
That guy.
yeah. And you gotta remember, he hadn't been playing the game for months. He just picked it up. I told him, I was like, bring the game over and we'll play together. So he picked the game up, and by the end of the day, after we got through cooking and everything, he beat the guy. He did. I didn't think he was using the mimic at first, and I told him I like the Black Knife Tish for certain aspects of how it works, and he beat him with the Black Knife Tish. Oh. Yeah, games have really come a long way from the 2D era of gaming. And even then, I still love playing a 2D game every now and then. When my dad was over here, we the a few months ago, I got the Mario game and we were playing that, and that was a lot of fun.
Speaking of 2D games, I'm gonna start the Blasphemous series pretty soon.
I don't even have a clue what
I
that
just didn't want to
is.
get
Is this an anime?
uh no, the game series. I'm gonna go ahead and start streaming it or uploading it.
So I don't know nothing about this. What is it?
It's a Souls game, but it's a side scroller.
Oh, it's just called Blasphemous.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Cool. I can't fight these feelings. Blah 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 blah. Oh yeah. I do want to. So my wife is a Filipina, and I do want to learn Bisaya or Tagalog. I really do. I know a few words, but I don't know how to speak it. So I'm gonna try to. We're having a baby. I really want to try to learn a second language, and also I want my baby to know. So it's just like, personal thing right there. But yeah, something. It's gonna be hard for me because
Start watching Filipino channel. That's the best way to learn. Watch the. I'm serious, man. Watch
I
the movies, the
I listen to their
show.
music. I listen to their music.
Hmm. That might work.
Well, I
That might be too
remember
fast.
when I was visiting, there was a guy from Japan who was learning by listening to music, and it's just like if you can figure out what the words are and then just repeat them over and over, that's a good way. So you listen to the same song and that sort of thing. But yeah, it's to some degree there's things you need to know about breaking down the language, but it's also repetition. But I went for the backstab 4 times and still missed it. Do you remember in Dark Souls 3 you said you liked the heavy weapons, right? Do you remember what your favorite was?
It was always the bigger swords, like the colossal weapons. Let me know if y'all want to see Dark Souls 3 series. I'm not gonna start over from the very beginning and doing level 1 runs. No, you're gonna see me pick up from New Game Plus.
I think there's enough of that.
I ain't gonna start over. I invested way too much time and effort to start over from the very beginning. I like New Game Plus runs. I
Now,
don't know why you would start over. Well,
on that note, I'm curious, are you using the character I gave you?
yeah,
So
hell yeah.
it's not even like you ever started from level 1 then.
I've done enough Souls games to know what the beginning is like.
Yeah, that's fine. I just think that's funny. What was I gonna say? Uh, I was gonna say something. I forget what.
So, Grizz, we are at the 50-minute mark.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and do my hour segment. Um, this is where I ramble and talk about a lot of stuff that no one really cares about. But there is something I wanted to bring up. My girlfriend, she goes to university, right?
Okay.
And she's got this class. And the majority of people in university, you know how they are. They're liberal. The majority of them are atheists. And they had this philosophy class, and the professor had asked them a question. It goes something along the lines of, God is not real because if he was real, he wouldn't let people. It's the same tired old argument. There's pain and suffering in the world. Therefore, God is not real because if God is real, then there'd be no pain and suffering. He wouldn't let it happen. And the people like that, that's as far as they can see. They can't see the greater picture in God's plan. God's plan for humanity, for mankind. And of course my girlfriend, she was upset about it. She was like, I don't understand how you could think that, and and she has to deal with that class 2 to 3 times a week, and it's just the professor bashing on God because you know pain equals no God, right? God's not real because there's pain in the world, which is like the weakest argument. It's the same tired old argument, the weakest argument you could ever come up with. And I was telling her, I was like, these ideas like atheism and liberalism, they aren't anything new. when you read the book of Acts, you can see that the apostles, especially Paul, they had to contend with the Greek philosophers, right? The worshippers of Diana. And they had to contend with the Sadducees, who said that, see, today the atheists say there is no God. The liberals and the atheists. The liberals of 2,000 years ago, they said there's no resurrection. That was the argument back then, and they're the same thing, right? If there's no resurrection, that means there's no afterlife. If there's no afterlife, there's no God. So us, Christians, we've been saying the same thing for 2,000 years. Christ died for our sins and rose again on the third day. The liberals, their argument takes on a different form, but in principle, they're the same thing. And I was telling her, it never stopped the gospel from going out. And it didn't stop it 2,000 years ago, and it's not going to stop it today. So, and I was telling her about free will. God gives us our free will to make our own choices. And not only that, but, the body, soul, spirit, that whatever happens to your body, it doesn't happen to your soul. You don't have to identify with your trauma. That's why you're born again, right? Your spirit is regenerated. Your body is cut from your spirit. And we don't see that today, but we experience it as Christians, Non-believers don't experience that sensation in their body and their spirit. We know that our body is filled with sin, not sin as in doing bad stuff, but the principle of sin itself, like gravity, right? Gravity has an effect on your body the same way that sin has a passive effect on your body. But we know that there's a separation. We know that we don't have to identify with that. We don't have to constantly live in that truth. As a matter of fact, it's not even true. You're a sinner, but that isn't an eternal truth. That isn't an infinite truth. That's the salvation you receive. That's an infinite truth that stretches beyond time and space. Whereas the sin that you did yesterday, that only applies to that day. You can move past that. You can't move past the fact that you're saved, but you can move past your trauma. You can move on, right? Your identity doesn't have to be Billy Bob, victim of abuse. When you're born again, you're Billy Bob, child of God, right? So it really, I can tell that it just drains her, having to sit there and listen to that crap, having to listen to that garbage. And then, of course, there's the underlying implication that if anybody argues with the professor, he's going to fail them. He's going to target them. You get what I'm saying? That's how it is. You can't say that this guy is impartial. Number one, if I know somebody's impartial, or if I see somebody is an atheist, they're a non-believer, in the back of my mind, I already know this person is going to be vindictive and petty. With us, believers, we just kind of welcome people. You don't believe, you believe, it's whatever. But with them, they can be really vindictive and petty. Which Christians have had to deal with that for the last 2,000 years. Having to deal with vindictive and petty people. Like Nero Caesar, right? The Christians didn't want to recant their faith. So he burned them, killed them, fed them to the lions in the Colosseum. You know how that started, by the way? The lions in the Colosseum?
No.
That started as a to mock the book of Daniel, to mock the Bible. It was like, God saved Daniel from the lions.
We'll see if
Let's see if he'll save you.
Yeah.
Which is just a mockery, right? But the Christians just took it. They just took it. Then of course the Christians would say, when I die here today, I'm gonna go to the Lord. So do your worst. Do what you gotta do. And then there's the story of that guy, Polycarp's brother. He didn't think he could do it, and then of course he went and died for his testimony.
Polycarp, speak a little more on that.
Polycarp's little brother, he's telling John that, if they catch me, if the Romans catch me, I'm gonna recant my faith. I don't want to die. I'm too scared, right? He kept on telling John. But when the time came, he did not recant his faith. He died for his testimony. He died for the gospel. Whereas before he didn't think he could do it. He was like, no, he's telling John, he's like, John, if they catch me, man, I'm gonna fold. Which he did not. He did not fold.
So we have about a minute of recording left, and I just want to add to this is that, because you hear Strong Lead Hook talking a lot, is we are both very much so Bible-believing men, and it's only through our faith that we know we're okay in life. Life's hard. It's hard. It's so hard. And it's only through and a lot of what people talk about with the liberals and stuff, and they tell you can believe in anything you want, but then they question everything you believe in while they act like they believe in nothing. Meanwhile, they truly believe in something too. They just don't even know what they believe in. But you can't live in this world without believing in something. You just can't. That's we're born with that. You can't undo that.
If you guys like these topics, we'll continue doing them. We always say all the time, like, no, we don't want to get too much into the Bible because we plan on monetizing the channel. We'd rather do other things, but we can't help it. It just comes out. So if you find this offensive, just turn it off. Don't listen to it. Don't watch it.
Nah, if you find
Doesn't
it
matter to me.
Find a reason to say why it's offensive. Don't just,
yeah, that too. Yeah, I mean,
I'm not
but yeah,
to be your best friend. I want to be a real person, and that means